EFAS, the European Flood Awareness System, is the first operational system to monitor and forecast flooding on a European scale. It informs national hydrological services and civil contingency centres across the continent, as well as the EU Emergency Response Coordination Centre, the ERCC. The hydrological situation in Europe is monitored by hydrologists, forecasters on duty, at the EFAS Dissemination Centre, with offices in the Netherlands, Slovakia and Sweden. The forecasters interpret results from the hydrological models twice a day, 365 days a year, and an overview of the hydrological situation is disseminated every morning. Real-time information is provided to all EFAS users via a password-protected web interface where hydrological and meteorological information is available. In EFAS, 3 different notifications are sent out. Formal notifications are sent for catchments with an upstream area greater than 2,000 square kilometres, where the forecasted lead time is over 48 hours ahead of the event, and if the area is an EFAS partner. Informal notifications are sent if one of the criteria for sending out a formal notification is not met. Flash flood notifications are sent in case of forecasted flash floods, with intense and heavy precipitation, which may cause exceptionally high runoff and subsequent discharge in streams. The notifications are based on return periods, which is a statistical measure used to estimate the recurrence interval of natural phenomena such as floods. The return periods used in EFAS are 2, 5 and 20 years. In Europe, a discharge with a return period of 2 years is not likely to cause problems, even though the discharge might be high. A return period of 5 years may cause problems on a local scale. Floods with a 20-year return period are more severe, and national civil contingency centres may need to take preventative measures and/or activate flood response actions. Once the hydrological situation has been analysed by the forecasters on duty, information is summarised in the ERCC overview. Reports from national services are found under the Unrestricted Public Information section. The section Restricted Information to ERCC and CP Network contains information on formal EFAS notifications. The section Restricted Information to ERCC only contains information on informal EFAS notifications and flash flood notifications. If there are ongoing floods reported by national services, their webpage is found under the Source section. The overview is signed by the officer in charge in order to enable EFAS partners to contact the responsible forecaster for additional information. EFAS is an early warning system, and a notification might be sent up to 10 days in advance of a forecasted flood event. Once a notification is received, the EFAS partner is advised to follow the situation to be up to date, since forecasts are subject to change. In general, forecasts are more reliable on a shorter timescale. The persistence of forecasts, that is, how stable a forecast is over time, is also important. The hydrological models in EFAS simulate discharge in rivers, that is, the volume of water flowing through a given cross-sectional area. The quantity of discharge is determined by the surface area of the drainage basin, the amount and duration of precipitation, as well as antecedent wetness. Snowmelt may also influence the quantity of flow. In order to make each layer on the EFAS web interface easier to interpret, explanations are found next to each layer. Once a layer has been selected, it will be visible in the map window. Some layers are possible to analyse further using the Analysis tool. To get an overview of active flood notifications reported by EFAS forecasters on duty, the user can click on EFAS Active Information. If issued, flood and flash flood notifications will be displayed in the map. The National Flood Monitoring layer displays observation points from national institutes. The forecasters on duty are responsible for keeping an eye on ongoing floods reported by national services. This information is valuable since hydrological events in one country may affect a neighbouring country. There are a number of layers that provide more details on the flood forecasts. The flood probability layers, for example, reflect forecast probability of exceeding the EFAS high discharge, which corresponds to a 5-year return period magnitude event. The reporting points high layer displays points where forecasted probability of flooding is more than 10%. Numbers next to the points denote the percentage of members of the two different hydrological models in EFAS which exceeds the threshold of high discharge. More information is accessible by clicking the points. Details on the different meteorological forecasts in EFAS are also available and are grouped under the Meteorological Layers tab. For example, by clicking Animation Precipitation ECMWF, a new window opens where an animated precipitation forecast for upcoming days is visualized. Information on flash flood forecasts can be found in the layers of the corresponding tab. Similar to the reporting points mentioned previously, reporting triangles are generated where a high risk of flash flooding is predicted. The EFAS user can display forecasted probability, magnitude, and time for the event by clicking on the respective triangles.